Hey guys, you know how some people say that if you're an angry Game of Thrones fan, you should just shut up and write something better yourself? Well, I've decided to do that. I have spent the last 9 years writing 6 fantasy books spanning well over 500,000 words, 3,000 years of lore, 30 cultures, and have now hired a team of exceptional artists to bring it to life. So let's talk about it. There are 2 main continents that make up my world, generally called the North and the South, or the Higher Lands and the Lower Lands. We'll go over the Higher Lands first, since it's much more simple because for the most part, it's only ever been controlled by 2 superpowers. The first was the Imperium of Varunia, led by the self-appointedly holy House Cayman. See, the Caymans were able to take over an entire continent because they did 2 things better than anybody else: collect gold and tame dragons. With these 2 minorly important resources, they were able to conquer the continent in what was called the High Petty Wars, and establish the Imperium of Varunia, named after their dragon goddess, Varunia. House Cayman and the Imperium lasted for centuries, right up until the time they were actually defeated by a legendary heroine called Maria the Perfector. But I don't have art for her yet, so if you want to find out more about her, you will have to read my books. I'll put links down in the description below. Once the Imperium fell, the Empire of Vaemon was established in its place and has stood strong ever since. Across those hundreds of years, many prominent houses had emerged and thrived, such as House Lunex of the Northwestern Mountains, or House Prey of the dangerous Trimarches. Yes, they are Vikings, it's a big world. But one of the most important families in my books is House Thalidamas, who actually waged a war and won the throne of Vaemon. The Emperor Supreme of Vaemon became Arnakion Thalidamas, and yes, he is just as insane as he looks. He's actually the main villain of a book that I have coming out later in the year, so keep an eye out for that. The Empire of Vaemon is a wild and crazy place where murder and thievery are legal and backstabbing is expected amongst both the nobles and the peasants, mainly because Vaeme's citizens live by the philosophy, take what is yours, defend what is yours. The idea is that if someone could take something from you, including your life, you weren't meant to have it in the first place. And it's not just northern ideology that's crazy, it's their bodies as well. They become full-bodied adults by the age of 13, regularly live to 120, barely need to eat or sleep, and their pregnancies often result in twins or triplets. Oh yeah, and they barely feel pain. Effectively, I guess they're like superhumans, but to everyone in the north, it's all normal to them, so no one really bats an eye. The southern continent, the lower lands, is where things get even more complicated, but I think also more interesting. We'll mainly stick with the most powerful nation in the south, Centralis. Just like the north, there are plenty of notable families. House Straunt, House Greenview, and House Terramore are examples, just to name a few. What separates them from the northern people is that southerners, while not being superhumans, have actual superpowers. These powers are referred to as talents. House Straunt has the talent of god strength, which gives them literal super strength and massive bodies. House Greenview has the talent of green growth, allowing them to grow seeds into full plants instantly by just hovering their hands over them. The Greenviews have made a ton of money feeding the rest of the empire this way. And House Terramore, well, they may have the most terrifying talent in all of Centralis, but you'll have to read the book to find out what it is. Each of these 3 families, Terramore, Straunt, and Greenview, rule over one of Centralis' 10 countries. The most important family in Centralis, though, is the royal family, House Tellin. Instead of being an emperor, the leader of Centralis is called a Bright Star, and the other great family leaders are called Revolvers for how they revolve around the Bright Star. House Tellin has ruled Centralis for more than 1,000 years, and has been able to maintain its position in power through the use of what probably is the most dangerous talent, telekinesis. It's kind of hard to overthrow a family that can toss away armies with their mind. It also doesn't hurt that the priests of Centralis, called Astrals, tell everyone that House Tellin are actually descended from the god Gartharius Bright, and are therefore destined to rule over all mankind and save them from endless darkness. If you're noticing a theme here about royal families tying themselves to divinity, buckle up, because it's a huge part of my world and how the characters interact with it. Still, what you've seen here is just the tiniest fraction of a glimpse of both my world and the art I've commissioned for it. If you want to learn more, keep your eyes open for more videos like this, or even better, check out my books for yourself to dive into the world. The sales from those books is actually how I fund all this art and these videos, and I'd love for you guys to interact with my world even more. Link below. And please, if I have piqued your interest with anything and you have questions, let me know in the comments and I can make some more of these lore videos. I am happy to do it. I have a lot planned ahead already. Anyway, thanks for watching all the way until the end. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you really want to be a homie, support on Patreon, and I will talk to you all again soon.